Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze, and welcome to some really exciting news. Ronda Rousey appeared on the Ellen show and told Ellen that she is starting to come towards the end of her MMA career. She's got a fight coming up soon. She's saying that this could be one of her last fights. Now granted, she's trying to, drum up interest in this fight, but in all fairness, it's Ronda Rousey. You don't really need to drum up that much interest. So it is noteworthy that Ronda has said this could be one of her last fights. Straight away, WWE have come out and said there's a home for her here. We absolutely want her on the roster, and of course they would want her on the roster. But what's really interesting about Ronda Rousey is she is a massive wrestling fan. She cites Rowdy Roddy Piper as a major influence in her, and that's why she's known as Rowdy Ronda Rousey. She's taken that, if you will, from Rowdy Roddy Piper, and she obviously appeared at WrestleMania 31 and was in the crowd in that fantastic moment. Honestly, it's one of my favourites where The Rock gets her out of the crowd and they go back in the ring, and you've got The Rock and Ronda Rousey in the ring with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, and it's absolutely awesome. It's a really great moment. So it got me thinking, if Ronda was to come to the WWE, and I don't think it would ever be full-time, I think it would always be like Brock on a part-time basis. That way she can go off and do films and other things. But if she was, who would be the top 5 or the high 5 female wrestlers that she could compete against? And written down a few ideas, and I want to go through that list with you now. So these are the high 5 female wrestlers that I think would be the best opponents for Ronda Rousey. So at number 5, DARIA, BERENATO. Now, I appreciate this is a name that you might not have heard before, but she actually competed on last year's Tough Enough competition, and she successfully got a contract with NXT. She has appeared on NXT in a 6-woman tag match, and I was really impressed with kind of her style. Her style is very much an MMA fighter. She comes out with the gloves and she's got the shorts on, and she's actually MMA trained. She is a mixed martial artist. So they've got within their ranks already a legitimate MMA fighter. It would take nothing. She's still young as well. She's like 23 from New Jersey. It would take nothing for them to build her up over a couple of months and provide a very legitimate opponent for Ronda Rousey to go up against. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of work because no one's heard of DARIA, but it wouldn't take that much. Just give the woman some like squash matches on the main roster, out of nowhere, make her look like a badass. Build that up for a couple of months and you've got a ready-made opponent. And I think for me, this is why there's going to be a lot of names missing from this high 5, because as great as they are, people like Alexa Bliss, for example, or Carmella, and I enjoy watching those girls, but they're not legitimate opponents for Ronda Rousey. You're talking about, the most dangerous woman in the world, and you need someone that can go in that ring, that can stand toe to toe, that has got a degree of training behind them, that you can believe could pick up a victory. DARIA has that, but it would just take a little bit of work. At number 4, Nia Jax. Now, Nia Jax is from the Ainoa'i family, and that is the same family that has given us Roman Reigns, Rikishi, the Usos, The Rock. She is wrestling and combat through and through. She's also 240 pounds, which makes her one of the biggest women we have ever seen in WWE. Since going up onto the main roster, she's undefeated, and that includes a big win on Raw recently over Bayley. She is, a force. She is a presence. She is an opponent that Ronda will never have faced before. Obviously, we don't have weight divisions in WWE. How would Ronda Rousey do against someone of that size? At number 3, I had one spot free for one of the 4 horsewomen. So I went with the heel. I went with the current Raw Women's Champion. I went with the woman that is genetically superior. I went with Charlotte Flair. This is the daughter of Ric Flair. She has got wrestling in her blood. She is used to be a personal trainer. She is very athletically built. She really does look after herself. She's very agile as well. She's got a form of offense that Ronda won't have seen before. You know, in particular that moonsault that she does from the top turnbuckle onto the outside. You know, this is a kind of offense that Ronda just won't have experienced in the octagon. But not only that, you know, Charlotte is a proven winner. She digs deep. She does whatever it takes. And even though I wouldn't expect Charlotte to win this, I do think she would provide a very, very tough challenge to Ronda Rousey, and a legitimate challenge as well. She is a 3-time now Raw Women's Champion, and, as we said, the daughter of arguably the greatest wrestler of all time, Ric Flair. So the top 2 write themselves, but maybe a surprise in what order. At number 2, I've gone with Stephanie McMahon. Now, I went with Steph at number 2 because there's a big history there, but I don't feel that Steph provides a legitimate challenge. She is an opponent that has to face Ronda Rousey. If Ronda Rousey has only one match in WWE, it has to be against Steph. And the reason for that is that Steph has been active since the late 90s. She's obviously the daughter of Vince McMahon. She is the authority, and it is the most obvious, likely opponent for Ronda Rousey. Ronda put the armbar onto Steph, and you know, their history goes back even before that. You know, she was a guest at SummerSlam in 2014, was it? 2015? Can't remember the year. But she was a guest of Steph's at a recent SummerSlam. And so, you know, they've been close for a long time, and it was Steph that in, I think it was TMZ, said that she wants to bring Ronda Rousey to the WWE. Even the slightest hint of a possibility, Steph was on it. I want her here. We've got unfinished business, is what she was saying. So I think even Steph wants that match. The reason, as I said, it goes in at my number 2 is because I just don't think, you know, Steph isn't an active wrestler, an active competitor. Yes, she can get herself up to standard, but not to a standard where she's going to beat Ronda Rousey. There's no way she beats Ronda Rousey. That is a squash, and as cool as it would be to see, there's a better option. At number 1, the woman that has held the NXT Women's Championship for over 217 days. She joined NXT in September of 2015. She is still undefeated. The woman is 35 years old. She is one of the most vicious strikers I have ever seen. She is a submission specialist. I regard her as the greatest women's wrestling WWE has ever had. I cannot sing the praises of this woman enough, and I'm talking about Asuka. I absolutely need to see this match. I need to see this match. If there is one woman that I legitimately believe could beat Ronda Rousey, I believe it to be Asuka. Asuka is no frills. She doesn't do anything that is soft and cuddly. She is mean. She beats people up. She does it in an MMA style. She's got the experience. She's won all the championships. She is it. She's it. She is the opponent. She is the greatest, in my opinion. You know, she features in my top 5 women's wrestlers of all time list, and I will put a link to that in the description below if you've not had a chance to check it out yet. But that is a match that I am salivating at the thought of, and I can't think, even Undertaker versus God would not be as high up the list of matches that I need to see as Ronda Rousey versus Asuka. Awesome, guys. I honestly think we will see Ronda Rousey in a match in WWE in the near future. I think it's a certainty. She's a big fan. WWE want her. There's money to be made. It's going to happen. I really believe it's going to happen. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Are you interested in it happening? Do you not think there's a place for part-timers, which I could understand? Is there someone else that you would like to see you know, Ronda Rousey go up against? Maybe Becky Lynch or Bayley, who didn't make this list. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, I really would appreciate it if you could, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.